Good evening and welcome into Magnus Arena here in Denver, Colorado. Tonight, the DU Pioneers get ready to take on the University of Montana. And right now, the DU Pioneers off to a fast start, 4-0 in their last 4 games to start the season. It was a thriller in Magnus last night against the University of Providence. The Pioneers would come away with that game 5-3, but it wouldn't come with any controversy at the end. A 5-minute major that took the game to the end, and the Pioneers came up clutch and was able to kill that penalty. But riding the shoulders of Jackson Carlitz, made 41 saves out of the 44 shots he faced, lifting the Pioneers past the University of Providence and looking to ride the hot start again tonight against University of Montana. For the visiting Grizzlies, last year they finished 7th place within their division, had a 17-14-4 record, and made it into regionals, losing the first game against Grand Canyon University by a final score of 8-7 in regionals last year. Max Toyala and Ethan Geralink and Ben Kremers leading the way as 3 players for point scorers for the Grizzlies, all 3 of those returning this year for the Grizzlies. The University of Montana played against the CU Buffs yesterday to open up their season, losing that game 5-3, and the Grizzlies will look to bounce back tonight against the Pioneers. We are a moment away from the first period. We'll go straight into the game. No starting lineups usually here at Magnus Arena. They don't Zamboni it. So we'll step aside. Happy to bring you DU versus University of Montana tonight here at Magnus Arena in just a couple minutes. Want to welcome all of you tuning in today, watching tonight's game with us here on Price Productions. No national anthem or starting lineup, so we are going straight into the action. Starting 5 for your Pioneers, Jackson Carlitz gets the starting goal again. Tommy Moen with Chase Thompson, Blake Bazin, Nolan Patrick, and Henry Seebeck. The starting 5 out on the ice. And then for the visiting Grizzlies, in net we'll have Nash Wilson. Played 17 games last year, went 8-6. Max Toyala, Will Pankratz, Ben Kremers, as well as Teague Wagner will be the number 23, Matt Klein, will be the starting 5 for the Grizzlies. Face-off, controlled by Montana. Thompson tries to get it up to Seebeck. Matt Wagner gets him in the zone. Over to Seebeck. Seebeck will start the transition, stripped away in the neutral zone. Seebeck tries to clear it in the zone, blocked out the Montana State man. Toyala tries to make a move, gets hit off in the corner. Moen trying to clear it out. The problem for the Pioneers last game, if you tune with us, the University of Providence, in the first 2 periods really putting up the pressure on the Pioneers, but it was a 3rd period with a tight defensive change for the Pioneers and some timely goals that lifted the Pios over the Argos. One point in that game, it was 3-3. And Nolan Patrick was able to make it 4-3, and then an empty net goal in the last minute. Quick shot off the point. Another shot here. Karlitz makes the save. Early test for Karlitz. Denies that chance. Wagner got it down in the zone. Thompson with 3 Grizzlies on him. Kept it at the point. Around the boards, and Montana's looking to get set up in the zone. D-man took a tumble. Seebeck get hit from behind, loses the puck. So out in the neutral zone. Cross ice pass there. Too far from the reach. Patrick swatted in. Nolan Bazin. Forward-checking effort here from Bazin. Out in front, and look, a chance here, and Patrick almost beat Wilson. Took a weird puck, another shot here, saved by Wilson. Nolan Patrick took that puck that would bounce off the side of the net, put it right on Nash Wilson. That close for the Pioneers to go up 1. But in the DU zone, the Grizzlies go to work out in front. Swatted at, that's Jimmy Triplett. Pios look to go the other way. Van Arum. It's Shane Sigmund. Had a goal last night. Sigmund tries to reach it out in front. Puck laid there. Sigmund again. Fanned on it. Puck we collected going the other way. Luke Pizzi. Intercepted pack. Van Arum loses that as well. Going the other way. Montana. Forechecking in the DU zone. Fished out by Van Arum. Can't hold on to that puck. Sigmund swat at it, it'll go down 200 feet. Not enough for icing here. Play continues. 17:40 in our first period, no goals. Shots 2-1 favored by the Pioneers. Backhand pass looking for Peltier. Unable there. Setting up, out point. Cross ice pass was there. Shot fanned on the other way. Numbers for the Pioneers if they hurry. Peltier in the zone. At the top of the circle and a drop pass. He was looking for Angus Kincaid. Wasn't able to get a shot. Turnaround here. Not on net. Young pinches in from the D point. Peltier with Bjorndal there. Montana will fish the puck out. Start going the other way. Cross ice pass. Out of the reach. I think it was Preston Graves with the forechecking effort for the Grizzlies. Bjorndal. Pressured in the zone. Gets it out. And a pass that wasn't able to be kept in. It's number 5, Soren Wieland, newly acquired to Montana this year. A couple of new faces for the Grizzlies, but a good amount of returners from last year's squad. Backhand shot here. Wilson makes a save. The puck lays there. And, oh, excuse me. The players on the ice started to celebrate like they were scoring. Puck stayed out. Scores 0-0. Backhand clearing attempt. Young kicks it over by the Pioneers bench. That was Colson Bazin that had the attempt out in front, wasn't able to put it home. Bazin trying to clear it down. A mess in the neutral zone. Montana goes the other way with speed. Out in front and looking for the backhand pass there. That chance, that was Ben Kremers trying to get the cross ice pass, wasn't able to make it through. Turnover. Montana back the other way. A nifty move, but a great defensive play by Griffin Young. Denies that chance, puts it in the corner. Swan it around. And will come out into the zone. Have it already. The Grizzlies wearing their black with the red pants and the white numbers. The Pioneers wearing their whites with the red numbers and the gold trim. So the Grizzlies go off for the change. DU with possession in the zone. Young. And a puck that went off the back of the helmet of Patrick. Didn't know where that was. First line out. Sigmund, or Patrick rather, puts a shot on net. Wilson will cover up. And a face-off in the Grizzly zone. So both teams getting the feel of the game so far. A couple of chances on both sides. Closest one, Patrick, early on in the period. Point-blank chance, wasn't able to get it past Wilson. Pioneers trying to keep it in the zone. Seebeck with the pressure there. Thompson wanted at it, wasn't able to keep it in. So back in the neutral zone, Montana with the possession. Turnover here, Patrick on the loose puck. looking for Blake Bazin. Bazin setting up DU in the offensive zone. Shot blocked here, and if they hurry, and Thompson's going to win that foot race. And he beats number 21, that's Eaton Goralink. Bazin tried to strip the puck away. DU doing a good job of controlling the neutral zone possession. Patrick through the zone. Wilson will come out and play it. DU will get a line change. Kept in. Seebeck tried to get down to the middle. Pass blocked. Montana will make it as far as the neutral zone. Checking into the game, Zachary Ben will win the foot race in to the DU zone, so that's icing. 15:03 left in our first period. Shots are rather well, they have it as 15:03 in the stadium clock here, but our timer has it 14:04. They forgot to start it between whistles, so my producer telling me the time that we have on our screen is the correct one. So 13:55. Van Arum runs into the refs. Sigmund opened up the scoring for the Payos last night. Van Arum whips a pass, shot from the point, looking for the tip, they score! I believe Van Arum gets the goal here with the tip. DU leads 1-0. And it is Van Arum first in the celebration line. So William Van Arum with a hot start early on in this season, adding another goal to his total. Had one yesterday, made it a 3-2 game against Providence, and keeping the hot streak continue. The tip out in front beats Wilson, and your Pioneers with a 1-0 lead. So good start, good pace for the Pioneers. William Van Arum opening up the scoring tonight. Turnover here, look out. Montana shot here, Carlin to save the puck, rebound, they score! Just like that, the Grizzlies strike back. And it was a defensive turnover. And in the first, trying to see who scored that for the Grizzlies, that's Will Pinkratz, who grabs that loose rebound, beats Cartlitz, and so moments after DU scored, the Grizzlies tied it back up. Good response for Montana here after going down 1-0. Grizzlies looking for more. A shot here, sent wide in the net. And the Pioneers were looking for another fantastic outing from Jackson Carlitz again. Made the first save, wasn't able to collect the rebound. The Pinkratz was able to put the puck in home. So 12:39 in the first period, we're all squared up again. Montana through the neutral zone. Rabbit will send it down and get a change here. DU, Moen, Peltier, try to get it out, loses possession of the puck. Montana will spring the other way. Good hands to keep it in the zone. Shot into the corner. Montana cycling, cross-ice pass here, top of the circle. Looking shot, and a shot that off the net behind. And the Grizzlies looking to cycle back to the point. Surveying. Shot here, has a man out in front, backhand sent wide. The backhand chance there, that was Luke Pizzi out in front of the net. Wasn't able to get the shot. Pioneers go the other way. Bjorndal, or rather that's Bazin, Colston, trying to push the puck into the offensive zone. Just wanted that. And the pass intercepted, the Pioneers go the other way. Cross ice, Bazin springing in, has a man crashing the net, cross ice pass, looking for it, puck comes back to him. On board, Young, shot for the point, tipped, sent in the corner. Getting a line change, 2-1-2 the other way, pass intercepted, good defensive play there. Wearing number 4 tonight for the Pioneers. Oh, look who's wearing that jersey tonight. Change that for the second period. Scores 1-1. William Van Arum. Shot here saved by Wilson. William Van Arum scores for the Pioneers. Getting the 1-goal lead, but then moments afterwards, it was Will Pankratz that tied the game up. Offensive faceoff, Bazin wins it over to Seebeck, first time. Young with a shot here, glove saved by Wilson. Was going wide, decided to take no chance there and just cover the loose puck. Seebeck in to take the face-off. Montana controls. Around the boards, Pankratz couldn't handle that puck momentarily. Cross-ice pass, good block effort by number 4 of the Pioneers, but Montana is the other way. Toyola with a deke move there. The puck bounces back to his stick. Toyola sends the puck back, and it'll go all the way down the ice, so Montana has to retreat. Out in the zone. Grizzlies looking the other way. Top line still out for the Pioneers. Seebeck was a penalty-killing machine yesterday. Henry Spig 2-on-1 the other way with a man out there. Shot, they score! Nolan Patrick on the 2-on-1. Looked like he was going to pass, but sends it 5-hole and beats Wilson again. It's 2-1 Pioneers. A quick developing play in the neutral zone. The 2-on-1 for the Pioneers had Bazin looking for the one-time shot, but Patrick decides to take it, keeps it low. And just like that, the Pioneers back up 2-1. So Patrick back on the score sheet, scored in the game last night. What would be the game-winning goal for the Pioneers. He gets on the score sheet again. 2-1, Montana, transition the other way. Backhand pass, goes into the corner. Upton loses the puck there. The Pios will clear it down, not tip, so this will be icing. So the Grizzlies will have a face-off chance the other way. .38 left in the first period. The shots are 7-3. The Pioneers doing good to lead in that department. They were outshot by the Argos last night, almost double digits. Again, I can't stress the efforts of Jackson Garlitz in that game to keep the Pioneers on top. Sigmund with a shot here, blocker save, rebound, and saved against Wilson. Jimmy Triplett with the backhand right in the breadbasket. Good neutral zone. You can see the neutral zone more free from the Pioneers last night. We give credit where credit due. University of Providence playing today. Had that game early at 2 o'clock at the Promenade in Westminster, Colorado. And the Argos were able to bounce back, beating Metro State by a final score of 6-4. Norndal the other way. Gets past one, Kincaid with Peltzer crashing the net. Kincaid back to the point, slap shot, Moen didn't get on net, blocked in front. That was Javier Hamlin blocking that shot. Grizzlies will get a change. Thompson collects the puck behind his net. Thompson is able to shed one man. Thompson in the neutral zone, onside. Keeps it behind the net, pushed off there. Kincaid will fish for the loose puck, and as Thompson was falling down, trying to get in the puck there, a little bit out of the reach of Kincaid, so Montana was able to grab the possession there. The other way, Teague Wagner dumps his puck out of play. So whistle here. So both sides changing up, and we talk about last year's performance for Montana. Again, finished 7th in a very, very tough conference. And the majority of the teams, cross-eyes pass here out front, had a man crashing the net. Shot here from the point, Carlos makes a save, rebounds there, and Bazin will cover up. Or Bazin, excuse me, will collect that loose puck. In Montana zone. Forechecking. Bazin got a stick on it. The Grizzlies go the other way. 2-on-1. Toyola. A shot here. Sent it wide. Lifty, a little head fake. Wasn't able to get tipped on. Karlitz out of position there. Montana. Wagner had trouble collecting the puck at the blue line. Seebeck trying to hop onto the loose puck. Going the other way. Number 4 with the Pioneers trying to make a move. Loses the puck. Seebeck waiting at the blue line. Swings it around the boards. Waiting for it. And a stick out away. And so the first power play is going to be for the Grizzlies. It's going to be a slashing call. Shot here. Karlitz makes the save. So 6-on-4, goalie to the bench. Bazin touches up the puck. So the first power play goes to the Grizzlies tonight. It's going to be a slashing call. You saw the stick get knocked out of the Grizzlies player hand and skating the walk of shame to the bench. That's number 28 for the Pioneers. Wearing the number 28 jersey tonight for the Pioneers. Don't have it on my score sheet, so a mysterious Pioneer player out into the bench. Either way, 2 minutes for the slashing penalty. Anyone in the comments would like to tell me who number 28 for the Pioneers is, I would greatly appreciate that. Shot that gets tipped down to play. Minute 38 left in the first power play opportunity for Montana. Face-off controlled by the Pioneers. Send it 200 feet down the ice. Wilson will come out and play for it. Puck will bounce out. Matt Klein over for his forward partner. Pass to Rouleau and waiting for it. Thompson sends it back the other way. Good penalty kill so far for the Pioneers. Seebeck on the ice. Was he a huge factor on the penalty kill yesterday? A one-man wrecking crew from the majority of the power plays that Providence had. Shot here, blocker saved by Karlitz. Rebound though in the corner. Montana setting up the cycle. Below the circles. Back over for Kremers. Tries to get it up to the point. Bazin, good effort there. Strip that puck, send it down the ice. Just 40 seconds left on the first power play. One shot and goal for the Grizzlies. And that is offsides. That puck trickled through the neutral zone. So a neutral zone face-off, excuse me. So far, a good penalty kill for the Pioneers. Face-off controlled. Sent down on the ice. Waiting for it in the corner. That's Pankratz, the goal scorer for the Grizzlies. Clearing attempt up and out. Just 19 seconds left in the power play. Nothing generating so far for the Grizzlies. One last rush, potentially the other way. Cross-ice pass there. A little bit out of the reach. And return to sender. Griffin Young, and that would just about do it for the DU penalty. Out of the box, 28 on his feet, skating to the bench. Pioneers do a good job on that first penalty kill. Ben, anyhow, cross-ice pass here, shot gloved by Karlitz. Floated on by Pankratz. Excuse me, that shot coming from, and it is Pankratz. Numbers all folded up on his sleeve. Face-off in the Pioneer zone. 5:58 left in our first period. And with that power play, the Grizzlies able to catch up a little bit on the shot total. Pioneers lose the face-off. Grizzlies swinging around the zone. Triplet bumps his man in the corner. Young will send this up and out. And Sigmund, good on his horse, will beat that icing. Sigmund behind the net. Out front, had Triplet, a shot here, and another save by Wilson. Able not able to cover up. Van Arum was looking for the second of the game for him. Puck will come loose. Sigmund trying to gain control again. Pitching down. Van Arum, good forechecking there. Big hit in the corner. Van Arum swings the pass, a shot. Didn't hit on net. Montana up and out of the ice. Or the other way, tipped on. Young swats at it, not able to get it back. Busy. Stripped of the puck there. The Pioneers will try to counter the other way. Van Arum fighting for possession. Puck will come out over for 4. A nifty move in the neutral zone. Sends it down. Wilson will play it. Up the boards. Stripped away by Bjorndal. And Kincaid will meet in the corner. Angus Kincaid swats it over for Bjorndal. Back to, he's looking for Kincaid. Wasn't there, but DU doing a good job keeping the zone. And Fan on the pass. So the Pioneers will need a touch up before they can touch this puck. Kincaid. In his neutral zone. Stretch ice pass there. Bazin, no, that's Bjorndal. Cross ice pass, Pelter there. A good defensive stick. That was number 5, Soren Whelan. Knocks that puck away. In the corner. Van Arum pushes his man off. Thompson will collect the loose puck. Pioneers the other way. Peltier couldn't control that puck off the boards. Montana put this on net. Karlitz will hold on to that. 3:57 left in the first period. Score 2-1. Patrick and Van Arum, the goal scorers in this period. And for the Grizzlies, it was Will Pankratz. Face-off one. Clearing attempt out to the neutral zone. Montana will send it back. On net, Karlitz will glove this again, so another face-off coming up. Face-off again here. Controlled by Montana. Swatting the point shot. Blocked by his man. Puck laid there. Shooting again, sent over the net and out of play. So Montana trying to tie the game up with just 3:39 left in the first period. The shot was coming from Eaton Grawlink, Grawlink last year, 17 goals, 17 assists for the Grizzlies. Looking to help his team win tonight's game. Montana at the point. Pass a little bit too far. Out to handle Bazin from the boards. Trying to get out to the neutral zone. Back to Bazin's stick. Over to Young. Swatted out. Only makes it as far as the blue line. The Grizzlies are onside. Crashing the net out in front. The pass was there. And Karlitz makes a save. And the ref's hand was up. And a hooking call. And we'll see who it's against. So Ben is skating to the Pios penalty box. It's going to be hooking on him. And so the second power play opportunity for Montana. Went 0 for 1 on the first chance. So Zachary then in the penalty box. Montana looking to tie it up before the first period. Cross ice pass. Toyala fans on that shot. Had his spot, had some time. Fanned on that shot. Cycle to the point. It's Klein. Back over here. Gets back to Klein. Cross ice here. Shot saved. Karlitz rebound there. Slap shot. Pass rather. Tough angle shot. Karlitz makes the 6th save and they push it into the corner. Much better power play look for the Grizzlies. At the top of the circle. Cross ice here. And a slap shot fanned on. That was Pankratz again. Wasn't able to connect on that shot. So a minute 16 left on the second power play for the Grizzlies. Shots now favor the Grizzlies 12-11. Toyala wins that faceoff. Back to Klein. Over to his D partner. From the point shot there. Blocker saved by Karlitz. Kept it momentarily. Swatted out, sent down the ice. Good play, Griffin Young. Killed more penalty time off of this clock. So a minute left on the power play. Montana looking to transition the other way. Trailing this game by 1. 1-on-3. Cross ice pass here. Shot looking for the tip. That was Alex Neubauer. Shot here. They score! I believe it was tipped on the way. We'll see who's first in the celebration line. That is Javier Hamlin tying the game up on the power play for Montana. With 1:50 left in the first period, we are all tied up 2. So Javier Hamlin gets the tip out in front of the net, beats Karlitz. So 1 for 2 on the power play for Montana. Able to tie it up again. Thompson in the corner. Skated out, and he will get knocked down. So just as Montana scores on the power play, it will be the Pioneers with a power play chance of their own. Daniel Upton was going to be called for tripping there, so 2 minutes. There will be carryover time going into the second period. The Pios will like to regain their 1-goal lead. Bjorndal will step in for the faceoff. Luke Pizzi for the Grizzlies. Faceoff controlled. Patrick at the top of the circle. Shot here. Blocker, pad save. Turnaround shot here, and Wilson will cover up in the breadbasket. So the first power play opportunity for the Pioneers. It was a struggle for 2 periods yesterday against Providence. Bjorndal behind the net. Switching places, Patrick is pitching in. Gets it over to Seebeck. Moen surveying the point. Seebeck, top of the circle, cross ice pass. Patrick was looking, and the net is off the mooring. They call this, so they blow the whistle just before the shot from Moen, because the puck came out. The net came off its mooring. So face-off won by the Grizzlies. Fighting for possession, backhanded out, so this will kill some more time on the power play for the Pios. 1:23 left, 50 seconds left in the first period. Moen leaned into all of that shot just before the whistle blow. Hit off the crossbar. And if that went in, that would have been curious to see if that goal would have counted. Moen again, behind his net, has a lurking Gray Wagner. Wagner retreats. Moen starts the transition. Blake Bazin below the circles. Still with it. Patrick at the top of the circle. Patrick looked like it went a shot, loses the puck and gets knocked down. A good defensive play there. Down below, cross ice, was looking for Bjorndal. Pass a little bit too hot to handle. Pioneers not done yet. Patrick. That is the end of the first period here. Your score is 2-2. 2 goals for both sides. And there'll be 32 seconds of power play time for the Pioneers when we come back. You are watching DU Hockey on Price Productions.
Sorry if you hear me talking to myself over there, Isaiah.
Someone saying the volume is low, but it's definitely low.
Maybe because you shoot.
Someone.
Okay, shut up, Barbara. Oh, just kidding. She said you got it.
Yeah.
First intermission underway. The score is 2-2. Goals coming from William Van Arum and Nolan Patrick for the Pioneers. And then on the other end, it was Will Pankratz getting the first goal for the Grizzlies. And then Ben Kremers, excuse me, it's not. Having a brain fart there. But it is a 2-2 game nevertheless. When we come back in the second period, DU will have 31 seconds of penalty time left. And we'll take a look at games that are happening across the league. Tomorrow, for Saturday games, the University of Providence will play the CU Buffs at 12:30 p.m. at the Promenade, followed by the Grizzlies after their game today. Will play Metro State tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. We'll have that game here on Price Productions, as well as Metro State's YouTube channel. And then Wyoming will play against Boise State tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. And then Colorado State will finish their two-game series against the School of Mines tomorrow at 8 p.m. And then our game for the DU men will finish up the Rocky Mountain Rumble with the Montana teams. DU will be playing against the Bobcats at 8:15 tomorrow at Joy Burns Arena. We'll have that game here on Price Productions. We look forward to calling that game and bringing it to you. Right now, 2-2 game. And we will come back in a couple of moments for the second period. Welcome back to Magnus Arena here in Denver, Colorado. Tie game going into the second period, but the Pioneers will have 31 seconds of power play time to start the second period. It was the hooking minor taken there by Daniel Upton. So Upton will start his second period in the penalty box. The Grizzlies lead the shot category 14-13. They were able to tie the game up just with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the first period. On of the goal from Javier Hamlin, was able to tip that on and beat Carlitz. So both teams back out of the tunnel, make their way to the center ice. We're all set and ready. Face off, controlled by the Grizzlies. Sent it down. And Van Arum takes it in the neutral zone, swinging around the boards. Wilson lost his stick trying to play it. Wilson was out of his net. Young loses possession. Van Arum back the other way, out of the reach of his stick. I believe wearing number 4, that's Kimmel. Captain Van Arum, Sigmund. Had trouble holding on the Pelter. Back to Van Arum. Had a stick out. He's ready to take that shot. And that does it for the penalty for the Grizzlies out of the penalty box and back on the bench. We're back to 5-5. Wagner sends a shot on Carlitz. Dangerous pass. Turnover here. Montana shot and it's sent wide. Carlitz sent a pass into the middle of the ice, and waiting for it was an oncoming Montana player. Wasn't able to put it back. Carlitz there, so dangerous play. No harm, no foul though from Jackson Carlitz. Kimmel, stretch pass there, and Bazin took down. That was Mac Klein falling down. Pioneers behind the net. Seebeck, turnaround shot. Wilson makes the save. Seebeck can't find the puck. Bazin, push to the board. Seebeck, send it up. Thompson from the point, slap shot here, blocked, didn't make it out, but Seebeck waiting for it, backs it into the zone. Patrick waiting for it in the corner. Pioneers looking to get to work. Up at the point, Thompson keeps it in, gets it back to Patrick, was looking out for the center by the goal. Bazin will take it in the corner, 4-car pileup. And Montana able to collect possession. Up and out, Thompson could keep it. Shot, they tip, they score! Nolan Patrick with the second of the game. And Patrick was right in front of Wilson, tipped that low, and he has the second goal, his second goal of the game. So Pioneers regain their 1-goal lead, 2 goals tonight for Nolan Patrick. Excellent tip from the shot from Thompson. They get the primary assist. Oh, just good effort by the Pioneers, keeping it into the zone to allow that shot to happen. Montana down 1 goal, 17:56 left in the second period. Pioneers back up. In the zone, Thompson gets it over to Sigmund. And this will be icing, as Triplet wasn't able to win the foot race against Learmouth. Face off back in the Pioneer zone. Face off, Triplet. Couldn't collect that puck on the boards. Moen. Collection of that puck. Triplet clearing attempt there. Sigmund trailing on that. The Grizzlies will send it back over. Thompson from behind his net, around the boards. Triplet can't hold on that puck. Montana looking to counter. Shot here, Carlitz makes the save. Weird bounce off the boards, but waiting for their Thompson able to collect that puck. Thompson getting hound behind his zone. Turnover of the Grizzlies, and it's going to be another hooking call. I believe this is going against DU. Happening in the well, rather, it's going to be a power play for DU, hooking in the offensive zone, and that's the stuff that drives head coaches crazy. So another power play opportunity for the Pioneers. Again, we appreciate you all tuning in to tonight's game here at Magnus. 2 minutes on the board. It's a hooking call going against, that's Delane Rabbit. My bad. Sitting in the box, Pioneers back on the power play. Bazin scratching from the net. Patrick cross ice for Moen. A shot here sent over the net. Missed the mark there. Patrick keeps it in. Shot looking for a tip there. Goes off the behind of Bazin. Another shot here was looking for the tip from Seebeck. Bazin. And DU doing a good job setting up the zone. Seebeck in the corner. Up to Patrick. Shot here. Was looking for the tip again. Sent wide. Bazin sends it behind the net. Bjorndal. Patrick from the point pitching in. Bjorndal from below the circle. Pass there, and Wilson will cover up the puck with the glove. 1:09 left on this power play opportunity for the Pioneers. Looking to extend the win streak early on in this season. Bjorndal steps in for the faceoff. Controlled by the Grizzlies, but Seebeck, good forechecking there. Possession ultimately will come to the Grizzlies. They'll send it 200 feet down the ice. That'll bring us to a minute on the power play. Karlitz to pass for Patrick. He currently, if things stay the same as of now, he will have the game-winning goal. Bazin shoots this on net, and Wilson wisely will cover up. Bjorndal was crashing afterwards. Both sides will get lineup changes. 42 seconds left on the Rabbit Minor. And DU looking to go up too. Sigmund battles for possession in the corner. DU over to Van Arum at the top of the circle, gets it to the point. Over to Kimmel at the top of the zone, shot here, and they score! Not tipped on, this will be Kimmel's goal. It's a 4-2 game. And Kimmel from the shot from the blue line, that puck all the way back to the net. It's now a 4-2 game for the Pioneers. And 2 goals in the second period is the difference between this game. Montana down 2 goals, looking to answer back. Kept it in the zone. The Grizzlies look to counter. Working in the corner. Montana cycling the pass out in front, no one's home. Kimmel backhands this here, intercepted at the neutral zone. Chaos in the neutral zone. The puck will finally come free. Montana the other way. Nearly avoids a check from Griffin Young. That was Daniel Upton that avoids that hit. And there's a commotion away from the play. Whistle here. I think believe the puck went out of play. So neutral zone face-off right next to the Grizzlies bench. 2 goals this period. And a big hit right in front of the Grizzlies bench. That was Kimmel taking the brunt of that. If anyone could, in the comments, tell me who is wearing number 4 for the Pioneers tonight, that would be greatly appreciated. But he is just added that goal recently on the power play. Montana trying to get it out of the zone. Does. Seebeck, rather Thompson, will send this back the other way. Nolan Patrick Already has 2 goals, and they were offside, so good on Patrick for not touching that puck. Thompson in the corner. Gets it over to Moen. Out to Patrick, tipped on. Bazin stretches over for Seebeck. Seebeck with Bazin crashing, and the puck gets stripped away from him. 13:42 left in the second period. 2 Pioneer goals is the difference in this game so far. Montana was able to tie it up when it was a 2-1 game, but now facing a 2-goal deficit. Sigmund strips that puck away, sends it through a neutral zone, triplet with him on the left. Sigmund in the corner. Pankratz will bump this out into the neutral zone. And much like yesterday for the Pioneers, the Grizzlies having a hard time navigating through the neutral zone this period. Stretch pass here. Sigmund with a man out in front, Van Arum! And he wasn't able to collect the puck before taking the shot. DU still looking to add another goal to this cushion. Man out in front, and Karlitz with the poke check. That was Ben Kremers crashing in. Poke check from Karlitz keeps that out. Montana opening up the aggression. In the corner, looking to get set up. Pass Fandom in the corner, out in front. And the puck will trickle on the other way to the corner. Klein behind the net, still with it. Still with it. Klein takes a shot here. Saved by Karlitz with the pads. Nifty move behind the net. Avoids a check of Thompson. Gets it back to the point. Good looking offensive zone time for the Grizzlies. At the top looking for the tip. Karlitz makes the save. The rebound laid there. And Karlitz able to cover up. Jackson Karlitz coming up when his team needs it. Montana looking to get within a goal back. Face-off controlled by the Grizzlies. Wagner, nifty move, top of the circle. Bjorndal strips it away momentarily. Wagner, 2 Pioneers on him. The Grizzlies able to keep it in the zone. Up to the D point. Shot on, looking for the tip. Karlitz makes the save. Shot coming from Clay Walker, had a man out in front. Wasn't able to get the tip. Pioneers look to counter. Kincaid in the corner. Gets it. Ben with a shot on, and Wilson makes the save. One thing that the Pioneers have been doing well tonight so far in this game, getting in the eyes of Nash Wilson. A couple of tip pucks and just blocking his eyes. We've seen at least 2 goals tonight coming in from the blue line. Pioneers creating traffic out in front. Face off will be collected by Pelter in the corner, gets it up to his D partner. Shot on, tipped wide on the net. Ben wanted to pinch, and he does, and he keeps it in. Good play by Zachary Ben. Forechecking effort, but the Grizzlies countered the other way. 3-on-2 through the neutral zone. Onside shot on, blocked. Bjorndal will collect the loose change. Not out of the zone though. He's looking to spring the other way, gets stripped of the puck at the last second. Peltier tipped this in the neutral zone, up and not out. Montana looking to get something started, but Peltier again gets it into the neutral zone. Bjorndal forechecking. Come out Kincaid, loses the puck, and off the bench, Kimmel will push that in. DU gets a line change. 10:39 in the second period. The shots are 20-19 DU. But a 2-goal advantage for the Pioneers. Looking to add more. Grizzlies. Stretch pass here, intercepted nicely in the neutral zone. Kimmel. Onside. 1-on-2. Keeps possession of the puck. Out in front, Seebeck. Kind of surprised that the puck was on his stick. He didn't really have a chance to shoot it there. Patrick pitching in, up to the point. Kimmel with some space. Coming down the zone, a shot here and a stick save by Wilson. wanted to go short top shelf. Kimmel did. Not a bad looking shot there. Seebeck, cross ice pass, Nolan Patrick. Well, the shot that was sent wide. 2 goals in this game already, looking for the third. Stretch pass, going the other way. Griffin Young with a great defensive play, keeps that chance denied. Off the face-off, Pioneers go the other way. Or rather, the line change. Seebeck gets stripped of the puck there, 2-on-2. Gets past one, has a man out in front. Power move, they score! Daniel Upton able to collect the rebound, and the Grizzlies are back within 1. Carlitz was able to make this first save, but crashing into the net, Upton was take the loose change and beat Carlitz, and now just a 1-goal deficit for the Grizzlies. So there's a power move at the low, like in the corner. A good effort there. First shot was saved, but Upton able to put it home. So 4-3 game, 9:09 left in the second period. DU has led or been tied the entirety of the game thus far. DU, shot, tough angle there. Wilson got a glove. DU, Bazin in the corner. Gets stripped of the puck there and sent all the way down, and Moen will win the foot race. And so icing on the Grizzlies. So DU trying to regain their 2-goal lead. But Daniel Upton scoring the 3rd goal for the Grizzlies. Puck controlled, going the other way. Upton, the goal scorer, sends it down. Thompson tries to clear it out. And it was squeak free for Thompson in the corner. Kincaid pitching him, as well as Wagner. 4-car pileup. The puck will be fished out. Still stuck by the boards. The puck finally will come out. Thompson tries to clear it out, waiting for it. At the point, sent around, intercepted. Thompson looking for Triplett. Triplett didn't know where that puck was. Took a shot over by the penalty boxes. The other way, Sigmund with speed. Sigmund, a tough angle shot. Hit the side of the net. Behind it, Sigmund out front, backhand laid there. And Moen tried to glove it down. But this will be on Carlitz, so no icing. Was looking for the stretch pass. The Grizzlies were getting a line change. Carlitz trying to spring the Pioneers the other way, but Montana, a tough angle shot, not on. Wagner pinches in from the point. Kincaid is looking for Bazin. Didn't get it up to him, so Montana looking to tie this game again. Thompson swings this around, and Bazin was tapping on his stick, and Peltier was able to get on that. Montana controls it through the neutral zone. Pass fanned on. Moen will collect the loose change off the glass. And Wagner collecting in his blue line. Back to Wagner. Bazin, forward checking, dumped on in the corner. Turnaround shot here, saved by Carlitz. Hit him in the mask. Bjorndal trying to get it out. DU the other way, 2-on-2. Bjorndal with speed, Bjorndal with space, a shot saved by Wilson, the rebound covered up. A burst of speed by Cody Bjorndal. Good looking shot there, but an even better save by Nash Wilson. .641 in the second period. Shots of 24-20. Goal added by Daniel Upton a couple minutes ago. Montana looking to get back into this game. Seebeck, though, has other plans. Henry Seebeck gets it over to Bazin. Blake Bazin loses the puck. Montana will spring the other way. The top of the zone, cross ice pass. Looking for Plant. Plant will retrieve it in the corner. Bazin up to Patrick. Patrick again swats at it. And Bazin 1-on-2 the other way at the top of the circle. Tries to get around one and gets sandwiched by 3 Grizzlies. The Pioneers doing a good job keeping the zone out in front. Bazin swats at it into the corner. Good forechecking by the Pioneers. Seebeck able to dig it loose for Patrick. Patrick tried to do a cross-ice pass there. Fans on it, but the puck back on the stick. DU doing well on the forechecking tonight. Triplet trying to strip that puck. Montana 3-on-2 with numbers. Cross-ice pass blocked by Zachary. Ben kept that chance out. Out in front! And a shot sent wide. That was Pankratz looking for his second goal of the game. And Patrick strips us away. Nolan Patrick down the zone, a shot, and he sent it wide. Looked like he had Wilson beat. Just wasn't able to beat him low. Pankratz strips it away, turnover out in front, and it's not saved by Carlitz. There was 2 Grizzlies crashing on the net, and Jackson Carlitz says no. Grizzlies, well, that close to tying this game up, but Carlitz, good effort there. 4:52 left in the second period, a 4-3 game for the Pioneers. It's Nolan Patrick scoring again in the beginning of the second period. Has 2 so far. Bjorndal out front was looking for Bjorndal, was unable to get the shot away. And then the 4th goal for the Pioneers scored by number 4. Bjorndal, backhanded pass, intercepted here, and a shot, they score! Off the turnover! Montana ties it up. A beautiful shot from a tough angle. And that is, wait and see, that is Max Toyola. And the leading goal scorer for the Grizzly squad last year ties this game up with 4:32 left in the second period. Just a beautiful shot. Bjorndal was doing the backhand pass behind the net, but waiting for it was Toyola. And again, 2-on-1 the other way. The Grizzlies, a rebound there, and the puck stays out. Petlier, fire drill in the Pioneer zone. Grizzlies that close, taking a 1-goal lead here. Shot off the side of the net. Young swats at it. Over for Peltier. Kept in by Montana though. Swung around the boards. Rawlink in the corner as well. Pankrat and a whistle here, and it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a cross-check, and Kincaid knew it was on him. So moments after the Grizzlies tied the game up, they get to go back on the power play, already 1 for 2 with another opportunity tonight. So Angus Kincaid in the penalty box for the Pioneers. It's a 2-minute cross-checking penalty. Big opportunity for Montana in this game. They win the faceoff, cross ice. Newmeyer in the front, the pass over the net. Had 2 Grizzlies there. The puck will be sent down the way. Wilson comes out of his net. Montana looking to strike again on the power play. Niebauer. Over to Toyola, loses the puck, top of the zone. Pass that comes back to the stick. Montana doing good, setting up. Top of the point, slap shot, fake. Circling back. Montana, shot from the point, blocked on. And Henry Seebeck felt that. Henry Seebeck grimling in pain. And Henry wanted to go off, but staying on the ice. Believe he took that puck off the wrist. Montana out in front. A shot saved by Carlitz, got the right pad on it. Montana again out in front. In the circle, 56 seconds left on the power play. Over for Niebauer. Switching places there. Wagner, slap shot here, save Carlitz. Seebeck, very slow. You can still feeling that pain. Can't put any pressure on that right arm of him. Still out on this power play. Montana doing good. Keeping it in the zone. Shot here. Pad save. Over for Neubauer. Excuse me. Fanned on it here, but Seebeck pitching out. 24 seconds left on the power play. Intercepted there, and finally DU's able to clear this out and get a much-needed change. On the line change. Montana back in. Thompson swings it out. 10 seconds left. One more rush on the power play for Montana. So good penalty kill for the Pioneers. Did a good job of keeping the Grizzlies out at the perimeter. One last rush, penalty over. Kincaid back on the ice. Wagner pushed off the corner by Patrick. Young swings it up and out. Hamlin will just put it back in. A tie game. Both teams scoring twice in the second period. Bjorndal forechecking here. Sigmund swatted around. I like the idea. Patrick wasn't there though. Montana through the neutral zone and passed too far, so Young sent it the other way. Back to the stick of Young. And diving, I don't know if he blow a tire there or just what, but Kimmel through the neutral zone, nifty move. 1-on-4, Kimmel, a shot from the circle. Missed that, just wide. Bazin, Bjorndal below the net. DU looking to strike back. Out in front, had a man. Shot didn't pass, didn't make it there. Kimmel on the point. Rebound in the corner. Bjorndal trying to get it over to Colson Bazin. Was unable to. Montana the other way. 52 seconds left in the second period. 4-4. Montana will send this down the ice. Waiting for it, Young. And Patrick loses his stick. Pioneers are able to get it out to the neutral zone. Bjorndal over to Bazin. Young over to his D partner, Kimmel. There's 28 seconds left in the second period. Montana transitioning the other way, and some neutral zone passes not on the stick, but Grizzlies counter the other way. In the corner. Pizzi put a shot on net that bounced up. Pizzi again behind the DU net. Just 6 seconds left. The Grizzlies looking to get one more shot. Circling in the corner around, and that will do it for the second period. We are all tied up. 4-4 on both sides. Shots are in favor of the Grizzlies, 29-25. We will take a step aside for the second intermission. We'll be back for the third period just moments. Welcome back to Magnus Arena. Second intermission right now. It's a 4-4 game, and I'll run it back how it started. William Van Arum opening up the goal scoring for the Pioneers. Made it a 1-0 game, and then moments later, it was Will Pankratz in the first period that tied it 1-1. And then Nolan Patrick with his second goal, with the first goal of the game, made it a 2-1 game for the Pioneers. And then before minute 50 left in the first period, the Grizzlies were able to tie it up, going 2-2 in the first intermission. Then it was the Pioneers in the beginning of the second period. Nolan Patrick's second goal of the game lifted the Pioneers up by 3-2. And then moments after that, did some research. Number 4, Jack Gardner, with a shot from the blue line, beat Nash Wilson and made it a 4-2 game. But it was later in the second period, Grizzlies crawled back. Daniel Upton got the third goal, made it a 4-3 game, and then moments later, it was Max Toyola that got the game tied up, and that's where we sit after 2 periods. Earlier today, Metro State played against the University of Providence, and Metro State losing the day before and losing again to the Argos by a final score of 6-4, and the previous night being shut out 3-0 by the Montana State Bobcats. Metro State will be back on the ice tomorrow, looking to rebound after today's game. They'll be playing these University of Montana Grizzlies. And then DU will face the Montana State Bobcats tomorrow at 8:15 puck drop at Joy Burns Arena. And then the University of Providence will finish up their Colorado road trip against the CU Buffs, looking to go 2-1 on the road trip. About 3 minutes left in the second intermission. Recap. We will be back just a couple of moments for the third period. Third period, moments underway here. 4-4 game, and the Grizzlies lead the shot department 29-25. No carryover penalties, so we will start 5-on-5 for this third period. Both teams make it to center ice, and a thrilling finish for sure on the way. Toyala wins that faceoff. Bauer battles for it. Seebeck pops on the loose puck below the circle. Out front, Bazin with a shot there, leaky puck, and then crashing the net. Bazin again after the shot. And some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Toyala gets brought down by Bazin. So mere seconds into the third period, and a couple of good looking chances for the Pioneers. Face off in the Grizzlies zone. Bazin uses that. Grizzlies in the defensive zone. Look to go the other way, neutral zone. Pass, Moen. Bring it the other way, intercepted by the Grizzlies. 3-on-3 the other way, on sides, cross ice pass blocked. And Patrick going the other way, backhand pass. Backhand, drops the puck off, and Wilson will have to cover up here. Both sides getting a line change. Along the ice, Kincaid with Triplet and Sigmund. Chainwalker on the left wing. Chainwalker with the puck. Shot from the point, sent wide. This right past the ear of Wilson. Montana trying to get into the DU zone. Chainwalker sends it up and out, and this will. The official away from the play called icing off, so play continues. Grizzlies the other way. Chainwalker stops it at the point. Montana looking to enter. Sigmund will send this down, and Wilson will cover up the loose puck. .1846, a couple of minutes off in the third period. Tie game. First period and the second period. It's tied 2-2, now it's tied 4-4. Bjorndal wants the face off there in Montana. The other way, 2-on-2. With speed, has a man crashing the net in the corner. Loses the puck. Wilson Bazin the other way. Bjorndal racing for the puck in the corner. And blows a tire. Loses his stick as well, and Bjorndal, without a stick, kicks the puck up, is looking for the other way. Look out. And Griffin Young coming off the bench neutralizes that breakaway opportunity out in front. The puck laid there. Montana keeps it in the zone. Hamlin wraps it around the boards. Bazin pitching in. Gardner will dump it down on net. Wilson will hold on to this. Offensive face-off coming up for the Pioneers. Just on my roster sheet and on the ACHA website, it has Jack Gardner wearing number 78, but tonight wearing the number 4 jersey at the D point on the ice right now. Gardner was the 4th goal scorer of the night for the Pioneers. Bazin gets it up to Gardner. Gardner from the blue line. Travels below the circle, has a man in front. Gardner loses his man up in front. Patrick slap shot here, and Wilson covers up. Pioneers doing a good job early in this period, setting up the offensive face pressure. Looking to get a 1-goal advantage again. Sigmund, or rather, Bazin loses that face-off. Strength pass here out of the reach of Will Prankratz, and icing on the Grizzlies. So we'll do that all over again. Face-off go beyond the left circle of the Grizzly zone. Top line out for head coach Hunter Scott and his Pioneer squad. Face off one. Bazin around the boards behind the net. Patrick forechecking there. Bazin again. He's bumped off. Wraparound try. Wilson makes the save with the pass. Nolan Patrick out in front. Had a man there. Bazin. And Wilson will cover up. Again, it was Pioneers last season. Finished in 3rd place. Made it all the way against Metro State in the conference finals. They lost that game against Metro State, and that would have helped the Pioneers with the bid to reach into regionals. Bit of end of the year drama kept the Pioneers out of regionals. The University of Texas was the 16th team taken there, and the Pioneers was the 17th team. They were kept out of the regionals last year. But Pioneers off to a roaring start. 4-0 and already looking to improve 5-0. Grizzlies would like to dampen the start a little bit. Turnover here. Confusion in the Pioneer zone. Montano collected in the neutral zone. Skated into the zone. Hip check there. Knocks down. That was Kindred for the Grizzlies that took the brunt of that hit. Foot race here. And it will be an icing on the Pioneers. Teague Wagner also played to make it back. So Angus Kincaid, face-off going against Luke Pizzi. Pizzet wins the face-off shot from the point. Carlitz didn't see that behind the net. Clearing attempt not out. Eventually it does. Grizzlies will have to tag up. Thompson on the other blue line. Gives it up for Triplett, and Triplett takes a hit in the neutral zone. Wanted around the boards, up and out, and this will be icing on the Grizzlies. Bjorndal out on the ice now with Bazin, as well as Peltier. Takes his offensive zone faceoff. I haven't called his name a lot, but Kiefer Chainwalker had a goal against the School of Mines. At the point, Chainwalker with the puck here, shot on, not on net. Ben keeps it in, puck up in the air, over in there, Chainwalker sends it down the boards, waiting for his Bazin. Bjorndal pinches in, loses a puck. Montana springs the other way. Wagner through the neutral zone. Teague Wagner get it as far as it goes, behind the net. Still with possession. Wagner finally loses the puck. It will trickle out into the corner. Van Arum, rather that's Ben, excuse me, pushing his man into the boards. Chainwalker tried to clear this out, kept in. Stretch pass here, Peltier had a man streaking. That was Colson Bazin in the neutral zone looking for that stretch pass. Right on. Carlitz steers it aside. Chainwalker navigates it over to the behind the net. Zachary gets knocked down. Out front, the puck laid there. There is a Grizzly player primed to take that puck, but it trickles over his stick. So Montana doing a good job up into the pressure on the Pioneers. Clear down, icing again. Grizzlies eclipse the 30-shot mark. So same 5 for the Pioneers on because of that icing. In for that face-off, Ray Wagner. The Pioneers control that. Ben gives it over to Chainwalker. Off the boards, Bjorndal will send this out, and Pioneers will get a line change. Well, I thought that they would, but Bjorndal wasn't past the red line, and so it is another icing, so the same 5 will have to come back on the ice. Bjorndal again to take the face off. Etan Garalink uses that face-off. Cody Bjorndal doing good in the face-off zone tonight. Loose puck, swatted out of the zone. Peltier will get this down, and finally DU's able to make a line change. Chain Walker, and this is going to be a penalty as Chain Walker pushes, I think that's Javier Hamlin, that got pushed in the boards awkwardly, and he's down on the ice right now. Let's see if this is a 2-minute or a 5-minute. Clear as day right behind the numbers, so excuse me, that was Soren Wieland that took the hit in the corner, but Wieland's back on his skate, so that's good news for him. So it will be a power play. It was Chain Walker in the penalty box, and we're waiting to see how much time they put on the board. It's going to be a 2-minute minor, but an opportunity here for the Grizzlies to take a 1-goal lead. Face-off controlled. So around the boards, Moen racing for that puck. 3 Grizzlies on him. Fishing for it. Good. Tommy Moen to keep it there. Puck will finally come out to the point for the Grizzlies. Takes it back to the middle. Is there Upton? Upton. Niebauer. Back to Upton. Again, Niebauer at the top of the zone, picking his spot. Blocked, puck laid there. Toyala trying to get on the loose puck. Power play continues. Niebauer. Back to Upton. To Niebauer, top of the zone. Toyala. Shot again, sent wide. Max Toyala already with the goal in this game. Couple of chances there. And clearing attempt by Thompson gets out. So DU able to get a change. A minute left on this power play on the transition. Montana in the zone. Behind the net. It's Kremers. Kremers with the puck at the top of the zone. Cross-ice pass. Looking here, and a shot saved by Karlitz. Rebound cleared out by the Pioneers. That was Colson Bazin clearing that rebound away from Karlitz. 38 seconds left on the man advantage. Montana the other way. Teague Wagner. That's a puck. Cross-ice pass. Had him in there. In the corner. Behind the net now. 20 seconds on the power play. Montana. Doing well in the zone. Out front. Pioneers keeping them in the perimeter. A backhanded pass that was off the back of the net. Comes back to the sticks of Montana. Upton. Surveying the field. 3 seconds left on the power play. Looking to get set up. Had a man there. Wraparound chance out in front. And Karlitz makes the save. A wraparound chance denies Javier Hamlin. And that will do it for the power play for the Grizzlies. And a great save on the dying seconds there to keep it a 4-4 game. 12:07 left in the third period. And good job by the DU penalty killers again. Face-off control. Thompson tried to clear it out. Cross-ice pass, a man out there. Shot, rebound, and Karlitz makes the first save. The DU Pioneers get it out. Still pressuring here. Sigmund off the boards. Great pass to Triplett. Triplett, 1-on-2. Gets sandwiched by 2 Grizzlies. And a man has a man. They could have went for the stretch pass there. Cross ice, and Grizzlies had a speedy Luke Bizet that was looking for the stretch pass and opted to carry it into the zone. Nevertheless, DU in their own zone, stretch pass. Bjorndal tips it, and the whistle here. It's going to be a penalty. It's skating into the box. It's number 19. That's Johnny Baird. So a power play opportunity for the Pioneers. So penalty killers doing their job. Now let's see if the power play can get the Pioneers back on top. Bjorndal with Seebeck. Patrick out there as well. Sigmund at the point. Moen over the Patrick. Cross-ice pass. Patrick and it hits Bjorndal in the face. And the Patrick from Nolan jumped up and hit Bjorndal in the face. Good thing he's wearing a cage, because that would have hit him right in the kisser. So 1:52 left. Another power play opportunity for the Pioneers. Face off. Collected. Montana clearing attempt. Moen will race to keep it in, and Pankrats will win that race and send it 200 feet down the ice. Patrick. Not on the ice for quite a bit. I haven't seen William Van Arum for much of the second period and this third period, so Van Arum not on the ice for this power play. Patrick. And up trouble. Centering pass there. Bjorndal was looking for Bazin in front. Bazin with the puck, excuse me. Shot from the point, glove saved by Wilson, and a dandy. But looking on the bench, I don't see number 2 for the Pioneers, and so no William Van Arum for the remainder of the night. So he must be out with an injury, so we will keep an eye on that for the remainder of the game. Bazin loses the face-off. Montana will clear it out. 55 seconds left on the power play. Gardner behind his net will look to spring the power play the other way. Gardner over to Bazin. Bazin with speed. Bazin with the man in front. A power move. Bazin and a shot. Sent it wide on the net. Colson Bazin, a one-man show. Not able to put it home. Slap shot here. Gardner. Wilson rebound. The Montana Grizzlies get it out. Gardner was trying to keep it in the zone, went out. So that will, 20 seconds left on the power play. Some chaos in the neutral zone, and Montana finally sends his up and out. So one last rush chance for the Pioneers on this power play. Intercepted pass the other way, and another good attempt. Sigmund in the zone, on sides. Shane Sigmund. Gets it to Peltier. On the boards, waiting for it is Sigmund. And he's looking for a D-man up on the board. Shane Walker was not over there, so Patrick will retreat back into the zone. Roland Patrick will backhand this one. And this will be icing on Patrick. So after face-off, the power play for the Pioneers, we're able to convert there, so it remains a 4-4 game. 9:03 in the third period. Shots are 33-31. You see on our monitor. Last night, University of Providence put 47 shots towards Jackson Carlitz. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, Carlitz making 41 saves. So, and DU only able to muster up 24 shots of their own, but timely goals from the Pioneers lifting them up against the Argos. Seebeck turnover here. Seebeck out in front. Had Bazin. Wasn't able to connect the pass there. Good forechecking from Seebeck, and another penalty on the Grizzlies. This is going to be a hooking call. And so another opportunity. That's Will Pankrats that is skating over to the bench for the Grizzlies. So another power play opportunity for the Pioneers. So hooking call in the defensive zone. See if DU can cash in on this one. Face-off control by the Grizzlies, up and out. And Carlitz will pass this over to Bazin. Blake is looking for a Stricky Nolan. Dumped into the corner. Colson Bazin gets in a hit from behind, and that's going to be a penalty coming up there. Nolan Patrick in the offensive zone. And so just as quick as the power play started, it's going to be 4-on-4 for the next minute 36. Nolan Patrick just laid the hit on the numbers of the Grizzly player in the offensive zone. And so we have 4-on-4 hockey. And then abbreviated power play for the Grizzlies afterwards. Toyala in for the faceoff against Bazin. Blake wins that back. Owen gets it back to Blake. Bazin. Thompson on his left. And intercepted here the other way, and another hip check. And this is going to be another penalty coming up on the Pioneers. Cody Bjorndal is going to the penalty box with a hit. He just in the neutral zone. So it's going to be a 4-on-3 for the next minute 20. And a big moment for the Grizzlies. So Bjorndal didn't like that call, but it hit to the knee and the open ice. And so a 4-on-3 penalty kill coming up for the Pioneers. Again, last game, the Argos finishing out the last 5 minutes of the third period with a 5-minute major. The DU Pioneers able to kill that penalty, but a much different challenge here. 4-on-3, a lot of open ice for these Grizzlies forwards. Behind the net. Niebauer drops it off to the point. Max Toyola up in front. Out the cross ice pass there. And it's behind handcuffed Toyola. So the Grizzlies, we're sorry, just lost our camera, working to get it back there, didn't miss anything. Camera feed's back on. The Grizzlies still cycling in the zone. The Pioneers doing a good job of keeping in the perimeter. Kincaid, and the shot here blocked by Kincaid, a great block. 47 seconds left on the power play. Tipped on, Carlitz makes the save, he makes the other save. Kept in. Grizzlies, cross ice pass here, shot saved by Carlitz again. He covers up. Jackson Carlitz coming to work and doing it again. 7 seconds left on the 4-on-3, and then it's going to be a 5-on-3 for about 28 seconds. And again, we apologize for the camera feed cutting out there. Should be back on for you guys. Face-off won by the Grizzlies. Shot from the point. Carlitz is able to make the save. 4-on-3's down now to 5-on-3 for the next 22 seconds. Grizzlies, shot here, saved by Carlitz. He covers up again. 17 seconds left, 5-on-3. And then an additional about 15 or so seconds on the 5-on-4. So a huge penalty kill. And the guy you want to be out there for, it's definitely number 24, Seebeck. Absolute monster on the penalty kill yesterday. Seebeck going to work. Montana out the point. Cross ice pass there, blocked. Good job by the Pioneers. And that will do it for the 5-on-3. Still work to be done. 11 seconds, 5-on-4. Montana shot from the point, and Carlitz again makes a save. His helmet comes off after the whistle. But Jackson Carlitz, a phenomenal penalty kill from the goaltender, as well as the forwards on the ice, getting the sticks in the passing lane. A beautiful penalty kill from the Pioneers. 6 seconds left on the 5-on-4 though. Jackson Carlitz again checking the mask to make sure the equipment looks okay there. And great shot there from our camera, Claire. Close up for Carlitz there, but it looks like the helmet's good to go. So 6 seconds left on the Bjorndal minor. Face-off controlled by the Pioneers. Young, that will do it. A great power penalty kill for the Pioneers. Young falls down though. Cross ice pass, a tough angle shot from Gabe Kindren. And turnover here, and Bjorndal gets tripped up the other way. And so a power play for the Pioneers. 6 on 4, Karlitz races to the bench. And so Bjorndal was springing the other way, gets pulled down. So Karlitz on the bench. 6 on 5. And then Grizzlies touch up. So power play opportunity again for the Pioneers. So on the other end, a great penalty kill. It was a 4 on 3 and then a 5 on 3, 5 on 4, and the Pioneers do a good job to negate all those chances. Story again. The trend that continues. So now a power play. They put 2 up on the board. That's Soren Wieland that gets the penalty for here in a clearing attempt out of the play. We want to thank everybody tonight for tuning in. We always appreciate you guys interacting with us in the chat, as well as just tuning in for the games. Going forward, we will have all of DU's home games, as well as DU women's home games. Good job by Moen, keeping that puck in. Moen, shot from the point, blocked. Moen pitching in. Bjorndal gets it to Patrick. Back to Bjorndal. Patrick at the point. Slap shot here and a save by Wilson. He's looking for a tip out front. Wilson got a piece of the glove. Pios going to work. Bjorndal, top of the circle, cross ice for Moen. Wanted to take a shot there. Bjorndal calling for the pass. Glenn Patrick, or excuse me, that's Bazin. Turnaround shot here. Wilson makes the save. Backhand shot again, and Wilson makes another save. And the rebound will cover up, and some pushing and shoving afterwards. Blake Bazin. Some Grizzlies and Pioneers exchange some Snapchat handles after the whistle. So a minute 9 on the power play in. Bazin is skating to the penalty box. And so, from my end, it didn't seem like Blake really initiated the aggression there, but
He didn't.
the refs send him to the sin bin, and so it's going to be 4 on 4 for the next minute 9. Some open ice for both teams. Niebauer. Side, Seebeck, hop on the loose puck. Seebeck. For Shane Walker the other way. Dump it down. Seebeck is going to meet the puck behind the net. Gets stripped away, but Seebeck, good forechecking there. The puck will come out, and lookout, cookout. Could have been a 2-on-1 for the Grizzlies. They weren't able to control the puck there. Turnover. Sent the other way. Cross ice pass. Seebeck will jump on the loose puck. The Pioneers hope to get something out of this 4 on 4. It's still tied up. Both sides having power play opportunities. Neither of them in front, and a breakaway here. The Grizzlies in, and a shot then saved by Karlitz, falling on his backside. And going forward, they wanted to beat them 5-hole, and Jackson Karlitz, with this on the seat of his pants, keeps that out. I believe that was Gabe Kindren, with that breakaway chance. And Jackson Karlitz couldn't have drawn it up better than that. With 13 seconds left on the 4 on 4, and then it will be a power play for the Grizzlies for the remainder, about 45 seconds. But the Grizzlies call a timeout. Head coach Marcus Baxter and assistant coach Mike Anderson for the Grizzlies. And then, of course, Hunter Scott and William Steck, skippers for the Pioneer squad. You're just tuning in. It's a 4-4 game. All 4 goals being scored in the first and second period for both sides. Next goal, all important see which team can capitalize on the special teams play later in this game.
Okay, they're doing something going around there. That's all I got.
And still no Van Arum on the Pioneers bench, so I imagine that his night is over. Wilhelm opened up the scoring. Hasn't been on the ice since the first period. Young backhands this into the neutral zone. So 5-on-4 power play coming up, and Pioneers called for icing to the chagrin of the players still on the ice. Just 2 seconds left, 4-on-4, then it'll be 52 seconds of 5-on-4 for the Grizzlies. Face-off controlled Montana. Out of the box, so 5-on-4. Fighting for possession, we come out to the point. Surveying, give it over for Wagner. Wagner, cross ice, pass there, and Hamlin wasn't able to get enough stick on that. Hamlin again. Below the circles, out in front, had a man, and a slap shot whiffed on. That was Eaton Garalink with the chance there. Grizzlies fumble the puck in the neutral zone. The Pioneers send it down the other way. 18 seconds left on the 5-on-4. It was Blake Bazin in the penalty box. Henry Seebeck working in the Grizzly zone. One last rush on this power play. Pass a little bit too far for Wagner, and so that does it. Turnover. Garalink at the top of the circle. A shot blocked. A diving effort there by Young. Turnaround shot here, looking for the tip. Not on net. Young swats it out, glove down. And Patrick will catch it like a receiver. Patrick in, shot and save by Wilson. Again, hand-eye coordination from Patrick, was able to catch the puck midair and throw it down to his stick, and then able to get a shot on at the end, but Wilson with a good save. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left here in our game. Shots are 40-35 for the Grizzlies. Both teams not able to convert on any of the power play chances that they've had this period. Face-off controlled, Montana zone. Wagner clears it out. Outstretched, Thompson. Given over to Bazin, and Bazin will dump it down in the corner. Seabrecht. Forechecking behind him. Bazin pinches in as well. Thompson shoots a puck on net, and Wilson will cover this with the glove. So another offensive face-off for the Pios. First line stays out for Hunter Scott. Seebeck in for the face-off. Toyala in as well. Doing good in the face-off for Max. Dangerous play here, and there will be another play. Nolan Patrick is going to go back in the penalty box, and the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play as there's a minute 41, so deja vu all over again in Magnus Arena. So as it was yesterday, it's not a 5-minute major, but it will be a 2-minute minor that will take us to the end of the game. So some work to do. Another penalty kill coming up for the Pioneers. Big moment in this game. Out to take the face-off, Kremers, as well as Pankratz and Toyola on the right wing. Face-off controlled by Montana. Patrick in the penalty box. Can DU kill one more final power play to get into overtime? Cross-ice pass here. Good block by Kincaid. And set 200 feet down the ice. Minute 25 in the first period. We'll see if head coach Marcus Baxter, see how aggressive he plays this power play. Since it's a tie game, I imagine keep the goaltender in. Other way, a minute left in our game. Good move, onside for Klein. Klein Over for Niebauer. Niebauer below the circle has two Grizzlies out in front, back to the point. Shot looking for the tip, side of the net. Owen, Ben rather, fishing for that puck clearing attempt at the skates. Niebauer over for Klein, surveying the point. Klein holding on to a turnaround shot here, had the tip. Toyala stopped the puck on its way to the net. 31 seconds left in the third period. If we go into overtime, the Grizzlies will have about 10-ish or 15 seconds left in power play time. Surveying the point. Klein with a shot here, rebounds there, and Bazin's able to clear it out. And a good penalty kill. 15 seconds left and one last rush. Wilson out of his net on the line change. In the zone. Cross ice pass, slap shot, and again, Eaton Garalink not able to connect on that pass, so there will be 20 seconds of power play time for the Grizzlies going into the overtime frame. So it will be 4 on 3 to get started for the Grizzlies. So both teams will congregate to their benches. One last talks from each coach. Just give you a quick recap of how tonight's game went. Van Arum started the goal scoring, and then was the goal coming from Will Pankratz that tied it up. Leaving it going into the first intermission, it was a 2-2 game. In the second period, both teams trading goals. It was 4-4, and that's where we stand now. It's going to be a 5-minute overtime period. It will be 3 on 3, but since Patrick is in the penalty box, the Grizzlies will be starting the power play 4 on 3. And then it's a weird rule. Once it's 4 on 4 until the whistle stops, once Patrick and the Pioneers are able to kill the penalty 20 seconds in, it'll be 4 on 4 until the next whistle, and then it'll be a 3 on 3 going forward. So Patrick having a conversation with one of the refs in the penalty box, getting an explanation from that. So Pioneers will start shorthanded for the overtime frame. Karlitz will skate to the goal to the right side. The Pioneers will go from right to left. The Grizzlies vice versa. Before, we'll have, imagine, Toyola out there, as well as Klein and Garalink. Ben Kremers as well. For the 3, Jack Gardner with Tommy Moen, and possession's all important. So Moen clears us down, trying to get it. Garalink stripped away. Good stick by Tommy Moen. Just 10 seconds on the 4 on 3, and then Patrick can join his team again. Out in front, and Kremers wasn't able to get that shot on net. Power play over. Patrick shot here. They score! Eaton Garalink wins the game for the Grizzlies. Just as Nolan Patrick was joining, beats Karlitz on the glove side. Your final here at Magnus Arena, University of Montana 5, your Pioneers 4. We'll be back tomorrow. Catch the Pioneers at Joy Burns Arena as they finish up this weekend's stretch of games against the Montana State Bobcats. As always, Sean Rosenberg on the call, Isaiah Cordova as my producer, and Claire Kostelnik on camera. We will see you guys tomorrow. We hope you have a good night. Until then, signing off.